What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is time for a brand new video, and it is a match preview for a big game against title chasing Arsenal. Huge game, and it's going to be a good measuring stick on how we're going to get on against like one of the best teams in the league. Okay, and we're going to get into all of this. I mean, Sai started out hot and heavy. Thank you for the super chat, Sai, with a 2-0 Leeds win. We're going to do score predictions later. We're going to do predicted lineups, preferred lineups, however you want it. Give me your thoughts on that, and I will give you mine as well, what I expect to see or think I'll see from Daniel Farker. And I think there might be 1 or 2 surprises in there. Let me tell you that. Just quickly, let me just give thanks to Mr. P, Orinda, and Parrot House for the super thanks on the last videos. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you for the support. If you want to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description. That support is greatly appreciated. So big up to all my members of the channel. And listen, hopefully there'll be some new ones as well. But Saya starting out hot and heavy. Annabelle in the house. What's going on, Annabelle? Hi, Cage. You're going to be at the game tomorrow in the Arsenal end. Ooh, going for a 0-0, so I won't have to contain myself. Oh man, that's always rough when you're away end, man. It's tough, isn't it? It's a tough one to. You want to do stuff. You want not stuff, but you want to celebrate. You want to jump for joy, but you got to clench your fist. You got to grit your teeth. It's all mad. It's all mad when you're in the way end, man. I don't think I'll ever do it again. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But yeah, it is a crazy thing. But listen, people, before we get into the preview, we know Noah Okafor is in the house. He is here. He is signed. He would have commenced training yesterday and everything else like that. I'll get into if I think he'll play tomorrow. But we're going to need more. Okay, we're going to need more than just Noah Okafor. We, as Daniel Farker himself has said, we are still light. And when you do the predictions for the lineups and everything, it's glaringly obvious that we're still light up front because there's no one. When we do in the lineups, there's no one that is currently outstanding who is the difference maker at this point. We're going to have to hope that players play themselves into being undroppable. That's what you want. You don't want to have to keep on going, this hasn't worked for 2-3 games. Let's bring in someone else. You want someone to hold a position down. Maybe Okafor can do it. Will his fitness, will his injuries allow him to? We will see. We will see. Hey, listen, what's going on, John? What's up, KG? Great to catch a live one. Shout out to you and hello to you, Ash, as well, and evening to you, Jason. Afternoon over here, but Jason is over down under or New Zealand. Forget which one. My bad. But you know what I mean. But we have been linked via Mark McAdam, who is very close with all the Bournemouth news. I mean, he's like the Bournemouth whisperer. When he says something, it usually is pretty concrete, so this is a legit source. But Leeds United are interested in Bournemouth defender James Hill. Hill has 1 year left on his current deal and is admired by Farker. The 23-year-old plays predominantly as a centre-back, but can also cover at right-back. Leeds are looking to sign a full-back. And I know of James Hill from when his time at Blackburn, when he was on loan. And I don't know anyone else at Blackburn now. All the players that I knew at Blackburn have left. I don't know anyone new at Blackburn, but at the time he was there when a couple of players that I spoke to, were at Blackburn. So I do know of James Hill. And he was good in the Championship. No worries about that. My thing with this, people, is that I just wish we just go in for actual fullbacks, not a centre back that can play right back. And I know that clip is going around of him getting cooked by Salah last week, when he came on and, Salah eventually got his goal. But the only thing I would say in that clip, because you can't just judge it by one clip, and that's what I would say as well, but it was Salah's weak side. It wasn't that Salah was coming in off the right and then cutting in with his left. He was coming in off the left with his right foot. And the defensive effort by James Hill in that clip was atrocious. And I can just only imagine if he was in a Leeds United shirt with that kind of meek standoff defending and, here you go, Salah, he would have been absolutely fried if he did that in a Leeds United shirt. But again, that's just one clip. Like I said, I've seen him at championship level, but this is a different level, as we know. I just wish that we would just go in for fullbacks. Why is it so impossible just for this football club to just sign a left-footed left back, 2 of them at the same time, and just an out-and-out fullback? Now, listen, can he perform to a level? There's a lot of potential there. I saw that in his loan spell, and there's probably more to come from him. Probably in a setup where he'll probably get more game time. Maybe that could be working in his favor. I just wish that we was going in for like 30 players. And when I talk about 30 players, we've spoken about Alex Moreno before. He's now going to be off the table. Just for full disclosure, he's going to back to Spain. He's going to Girona, and he actually reduced his wages and everything else to make that move possible. Now, would he have done the same to stay in the Premier League with Leeds United? Who knows? But the fact that he's going for, I think it's going to be a free transfer, and because Villa were just desperate to get him off the books, and I reported at the time they were looking for either a low fee or just a loan deal. Like Alex Moreno and Goodmanson as your two fullbacks. Come on, that it's easy money, isn't it? But I don't think it was ever going to be on the cards, and it just looks like we're going in for another utility player that can play in a position instead of just going for a specialist, man. And I wish we were. Let's have a look here. John did say this, or asked this, I should say. Does that mean the James Justin deal is done? I would hope not. I would hope that, if we're going to get somebody and it's only going to be one fullback, even though he's not predominantly left-footed, he does cover both sides very comfortably, way more comfortably than say a Sam Byram or anyone else that you can possibly think of. Maybe even more than a Carl Walker-Peters with his comfort level on the left-hand side. Because I said it before, this was obviously pre his big injuries, but at the time, him and Ricardo, I think it's Pereira, isn't it? Just call him Ricardo. They were two of the best fullbacks in the league, both on the left and right, and that's how he got into the England setup. So I'd have no problems with it, but I just wish we'd get another left-footed fullback. But I don't think that it makes the Justin deal done, and I also don't think that we sell any of our centre backs. People, it doesn't make sense unless Daniel Farke has said, like he's done with the striker in terms of Mecha and DCL with their injury records. Is he going to lump Bonal and Strauch as one defender because of their injury histories? I don't see that happening. So we'll keep an eye on the James Hill thing, but please, Leeds, just get in fullbacks, man. Come on, man. Come on. I've mentioned Tsimikas before, Michael. Again, it's another slam dunk, isn't it? He's literally available for loan. Liverpool are willing to sanction a loan deal, and it kind of makes sense for them, doesn't it, in terms of them, holding on to Robertson for another year, having Kirkes in the system. If Robertson then leaves next summer, Tsimikas goes back. I mean, it just makes sense for them, doesn't it, if they want to keep him anyway, longer term. And his experience, the wealth of winning mentality that he's got, come on, blend it into the group. But again, it doesn't look like we're going to do it. But I can only make suggestions. I can only put out what I would do. The football club are obviously going into another direction. But yeah, so there is that. There is nothing new on any other player. There is no other player that I've seen with a credible link to the football club. Not one. I know people keep on mentioning certain names, but I've not seen anything that is like legitimately connected to Leeds United, except for the James Hill one. So with talks of a 10 or in my opinion an advanced 8 is kind of gone quiet. I still say go get Gus Harmer. That's just me. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We're coming up to the close of the transfer window. There's going to be like 9 days left. Is it now 9 days? Yeah, we'll know how our state of play in very, very soon, won't we? So we'll see what happens. Lewis here saying here, Leeds saving the loans for a last minute panic. No idea why we haven't utilized the loan market yet, Lewis. But I know Daniel Farke has said before that he doesn't like loans and in general, but you've got to utilize them, especially if you're bringing in a quality asset like Tsimikas. You've got to do it. You've got to do it, man. But yeah, we will see what happens with that. We'll see what happens. So let me click that off. Get rid of that. Alex Moreno. All right, so let's go on to team news then for Arsenal. Now we know Eze has chosen Arsenal, but I don't know if he's been registered by 12 today. Obviously, Arsenal, when they bring out the media later, will probably tell everybody if he's available for selection tomorrow. But yeah, he says, Mikel Arteta says that Eze is not part of the group yet. But who knows what that means. But Havertz, who has actually caused this transfer to happen, Havertz's injury, which is absolutely insane. He's out and Norgard is out. My guy Norgard, who I wanted at this football club, he's going to be out. But Arsenal are going to be tough. Okay, people. And I do think, and we're going to do our revisited season predictions. the Eze deal could make them even closer to that title. I think that is an absolute key piece, especially if Arteta's got the cojones to drop Odegaard for Eze. That kind of cooking between Eze and Saka. Ooh, oh my Lord. Listen, Nabino here. Who was our last loanee apart from Oh, we've had a few, Nabino. We've had Joe Rothwell, before him, Joe Roden, Jed Spence, that the dude from Burnley, Connor Roberts. We've had a few loans, but Jaden Anthony. But some of them, overall, most of them actually haven't really panned out, because Farke prefers to use contracted players unless they're just unbelievably better, like the Roden was when he came in, and also Solomon as well, especially when Solomon was cooking in the second half. Oh yeah, didn't live long in the memory. No problem, man. Always here to help. So yeah. In terms of Arsenal, for me, they are one of the best teams in the league. You know, no doubt about it. In terms of goalkeeper, Raya is one of the best in the division, easily as well. Brilliant concentration on him for not having to do a lot. He comes up with clutch saves for them. You've obviously got Saliba, Gabriel as that defensive unit at the back. Ben White might not be playing tomorrow, but then they've got Yuri and Timber. Calafiori might play off the left. Rice in there. Zubamendi, Saka. It could be Martinelli on the left. It might be Madueke. I don't think Trossard will start. And obviously they've got Gyökeres up front, who's looking to open his account. And I've seen people talk nasty about us, people. I've seen people talk about us nasty, saying Gyökeres, this is a perfect time for him to score. Well, I hope it don't happen. We don't need to be seeing that tomorrow. I don't want to see that tomorrow, okay? I don't want to see it tomorrow. Another day, but I don't want to be seeing no Bane stuff tomorrow, all right? Slim here, and I was going to get onto this point. So Slim, you brought up lovely. Set pieces will be key for both teams. I absolutely believe that. And we're talking about Saka being a danger man, but for me, the most dangerous thing Arsenal have got is the set piece, and they've really doubled down on it over the last couple of years while we've been away. They are one of the best teams when it comes to scoring set pieces, one of the best, whether it's going to be Rice with free kicks, whether it's Gabriel Saliba getting on the end of something. They are one of the best teams in the league for set pieces. That's why people call them, as expressions would say, Stoke Lewington, all right? But they are dangerous, so we're going to have to look out for that, and we're going to have to be defensively resolute as well. That's going to be like a big part of tomorrow's game. Because again, Arsenal, as good as they are, they're not like an all-out attack expansive team. They're actually quite boring to watch if you watch full games of them, but they're efficient. They get the job done, and that's why they've gotten so close to a title over the last couple of years. So yeah, we're going to go into lineups now. I know there's going to be different opinions, and that's the beauty of it. But I'm going to have something controversial probably to say, but maybe you guys will see where I'm coming from. But I'm going to say we're going to line up much like we did against Everton in a 4-3-3, but just adjusted to be a bit more defensive. And I've got Biol in the Struijk spot. And listen, this is nothing against Struijk. Struijk was absolutely brilliant against Everton. Absolutely brilliant. But this is going to be two different levels. And I do think that maybe Jakob Biol will come in for this game. He might not. Maybe Struijk will keep the shirt because of how he performed against Everton. I just think with his physical presence, and we're talking about set pieces on both ends because Biol is handy as well as Struijk and in both boxes. I just think Biol will get the nod as he looks to solidify the Biol-Roden partnership. Does anyone think that Struijk will start? Please put it in the comments, and obviously put it in the chat and put it in the comments after the video's done. Hyru here saying back five or back three. Roden, Biol, and Struijk should start. Well, this is it, Hyru. Because obviously we are missing Ampadu. I think he's going to go with this. I think Gruev will get the nod over Longstaff. I think he will get the nod. If we don't go to a back three, Darren here is saying, why not go three centre-backs? If he goes three centre-backs, that is absolutely fine with me, no doubt. And I can envision that happening. Biol, Struijk, Roden at the back. Obviously, it will mean a little shuffle around elsewhere, but it's possible, isn't it? But let's just say he goes with two centre-backs. I think it will be those. But because with Ampadu and the way that he talked about Gruev's game against Everton, I think he's going to want the more defensive-minded Gruev in there because I cannot see him dropping Stack or Tanaka think that would be suicide, actually. Oh, can't say that on YouTube, can you? Ruicide, sorry. Don't demonetize me, please. But yeah, I think Gruev will get the nod. I do. I don't see how long. I think Longstaff will again be that energetic sub come the 65th, 70th minute if we're needing a bit more energy in him. And maybe he even comes on for Tanaka or something like that. I think he will. I think you've seen with Stack, he is the all-round midfielder in terms of that 6 to 8 position. I don't see him taking him off. But yeah. Listen, Jason here saying Longstaff starts over Gruev for me. Fairs. Kelvin here saying I do. Yeah, judging by Farkas presser sounded like he was saying he was going to stay. Sorry, sounded like he was saying he was going to stick with the players who played well. Darren here saying Longstaff to come in. Gruev no experience at Prem level. Tanaka will play CDM. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, listen, it's not about experience at Prem level, because if it was about that, Darren, Longstaff would have started against Everton on Monday, right? You know, it doesn't matter now. These are all our players. They are all integrated into the team now. So if we were looking at it by a meritocracy of how many games you've played in the Premier League, then Longstaff should be an automatic starter, and Tanaka and Stack should hold the bench in your example. But I just don't see that happening. But listen, there is a chance that he could start, of course, with his experience. But I think we're going to probably save a Longstaff start. Longstaff start for the game against Newcastle. Storylines, people. Storylines, okay? And that's what I was thinking, Kelvin, man. That Tanaka in the 6, yeah, I don't like the sound of that. Don't like the sound of that. Keep him in central midfield, man. Mikey here saying Perot needs to stick this one out. He ain't got the pace for this game. Well, Mikey, you're not going to like this. I've gone with this. And I can see people, you've deleted your subscriptions. You've unsubscribed, but hear me out. If he does stick with the front three, providing we don't go 3 at the back, the reason why I've gone Harrison over Nonto, and again, I'm just trying to get in Farker's head, I've gone there, is simply because Nonto is more of a risk taker. Okay, guys, you know me. I want Harrison sold. That's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about here. If you're talking about defensive capabilities and looking to be a bit more solid away from home at Arsenal, where there's not going to be so much of a reaction if Harrison is to start away from Ellen Road, I think this is going to be the game. People are. Can you hear what I'm? Can you hear what I'm selling though? I'm not saying I want Harrison to start. I'm just thinking from a defensive point of view, Nonto is more likely to try and take people on, therefore is more likely to possibly lose the ball, and we could get hit in transition. Harrison is going to be more defensive minded, and will do. Nonto does it both ways. Him and Goodmanson have actually got a good relationship. I'm just talking about the ball aspect and keeping it. But yeah, I know. Listen, I don't want to bite, John. I'm just trying to go with what this manager will possibly do tomorrow. Look, I did have, before I started the video, I had Nonto and James there. My point being, overall though, is that we need reinforcements in these areas, man. We need something with a bit of stardust in it, man. We just got grinders in here. And listen, James as well, he's not even automatic for me. I was even thinking Aronson could probably start on the right just for that pressing from the front kind of energy. And James didn't have an outstanding outing in the last game. I don't know, but maybe we'll use James as an outlet for when we eventually get a break. Who knows? But yeah, what people are saying. What are people saying? Darren here saying James is better defensively, I feel. Yeah, and he'll use that as well. James and Bogle have got a good understanding, I should say, on the right, which is why I kept him in there overall. But it wouldn't surprise me, people, if we see Aronson or Harrison start. But again, that goes to the point of just how much we need to bolster that area, man. This can't be it. By the way, Okafor, I don't see starting in this game just purely on the basis of the kind of game that we're going into. Again, Okafor is much like a Nonto in terms of trying to take people on and everything else like that. I think we're going to go a little bit more risk averse. I know Farkas says we're not going to be parking the bus or kicking the ball into touch, but if you're going to be sensible at Arsenal, who have got strengths all over the pitch, they don't have a weakness now. You could have said before they had a weakness up front. They don't have it now. They've got Gyökeres up front. Then I think this is probably like a sensible-ish team. All right. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hyru here say Metro should start over Peru. Yeah, I mean, listen, just on that one, apart from Metro scoring a penalty, which is a good penalty, I just like Peru's game in the last game. And guys, you guys have been asking him to do all of that holding up stuff and linking the play. He did that exceptionally well against Everton. He did it exceptionally well, especially in the first half. So I'm going to stick with Peru up front with this one. I think Metro probably comes on later. Again, with the DCL thing, people mentioning DCL, the way he spoke about him in the presser, I don't know if he's even going to make the bench. I don't know. Maybe it's come a game too soon for him, so I'm not even going to consider DCL. But if he arrives on the bench, I mean that would be a nice storyline, wouldn't it? DCL coming on last minute and something like that. But yeah, I think Peru will get the nod again. But yeah, I see a few people saying in that Metro for me because he can hold up the ball late off and is far more physical. Got it. Uh, yeah, people not liking the Peru, but it just goes to show you that when we're talking about a Demirovic or Mitrovic, just how different the lineup looks when you add in actual quality to the mix instead of just more bodies that are much of the same. And again, I want people always get this kind of thing confused. I guess comprehension is lost these days. I want all these players to succeed, but we don't have an out and out 30 man in the team up front. We don't. We have options that we think will be good or can potentially be good, as Farker said himself. But we need like somebody in there that is going to be that 30 guy that you can rely on. And we're not there just yet. We're not there. Mike saying here though, Peru versus Gabriel Saliba, my lord. But you're saying that. I mean, people are saying that, but Metra against Saliba and Gabriel, that makes you feel better. Does that make you feel better? I mean, he is a bit more physical than Peru in that sense, and maybe you would go with that, and maybe Farker will think that too. In all fairness, but it's it's not much, is it? It's not much. Yeah, some big Gajovic, yeah, man. Just give me an itch, all right? Just give me an itch. Mike saying here could use Ivan Toney up there. Yeah, I think it's clear though. I'm going to keep on banging on the Mitrovic drum as long as this window's open, but I think it's pretty clear we're not getting any players of that kind of quality this transfer window. Just from Farker's what he said and how he reiterated something I said in regards to going for talents that can be talents, but maybe have a checkered injury history because they'll be cheaper to get. I think that's what we're basically shopping in. Okay, but I won't stop. I will keep on putting out my suggestions as much as I can. But I think it's clear what the recruitment model is, and it isn't saying Mitrovic, and it's not saying Ivan Toney either. Okay, I just don't think so. But listen, so I did put a poll up in terms of no heart, head only pause. I have to put the pause there for an Arsenal win, draw, or Leeds win. Now, guys, what I want to say, as always, because it always gets lost when you predict a loss for your team. Oh, you want them to lose. No, I want them to do better. But I wouldn't be being honest with you if I said I think Leeds are going to win tomorrow. I'd be lying to you. Straight up lying. Not even copium, nothing. I'd be lying to you. I think it's going to be, I don't know how exciting the game's going to be. Don't know. But I think it's going to go down to set pieces. And I'm going for an Arsenal 1-0 win. Okay. If we can get a positive result there, awesome. I will be celebrating. I'm just going by the quality of the opposition. And if we're going to do this 38 times and I'm not going to predict one loss, that's just being disingenuous and I'm just lying to you. So I'm going with a 1-0 Arsenal win, unfortunately, but I hope I'm wrong. Because again, even when you look back to the Everton game, we created a lot of chances, but the shots weren't clinical at all. You know, it did take a penalty for us to win the game, even though we did create enough in that game. I don't know if we're going to create even half of that against Arsenal. And if we do, awesome. Okay, awesome. So here we are. Okay, Kelvin going 2-0 Arsenal, but he's hoping I'm very wrong. Absolutely. We all hope we're wrong. Anyone predicting? I'm doing the predictions now, people. So if you put them previously, put them in again. I bet on Arsenal win under 3.5 goals. Think we may score, but it will be low scoring. Yeah. Jason, 2-0 Arsenal, both goals from corners. Yeah. Yeah. Matt Made Ice Screamer, you left a comment a couple weeks ago that had me like bamboozled. You said that this team could be good enough to challenge for Europe. Now, I don't know if you were drinking at the time, but yeah. Vega going for a 0-0. Hank going for a 3-2 Arsenal. Ho. Darren here going, we need to, okay, no score. Darren, okay, 0-0. All right. Who saying here 3-0 Harrison scores a bicycle kick. That's tremendous. Stephen 1-0 Arsenal. Lewis 4-0 Arsenal. Man, we ain't gonna. I don't think we're gonna get clapped like that. I think we'll be defensively sound, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna get clapped like that. Matt going here 3-0 Arsenal reality check. Annabelle going for a 0-0. Scargill here going for at best 0-0, but I reckon 2-0 Arsenal both set pieces. 2-0. Okay, so yeah. Okay, Hyru here going 2-1 Arsenal. Gyökeres gets his first goal. Don't want to see that. Don't want to say that. Ina here saying, I always go 3-1 Leeds, not going to change it now. Tremendous. Just no thought. Just put in whatever. Yeah, just put in whatever. No problem. No problem. What was it? Darren here saying, just make sure to double, triple on Saka. But then you say that, but then you're going to leave Odegaard free. And as much as Odegaard has been on the downturn lately, you know, against a newly promoted team, that's where these players will probably cook you. That's what always happens. You saw it last season with Leicester. Hoyland absolutely stunk out the joint all season, gets 2 against Leicester. We don't want to be that team. But if you're going to double up and triple up on Saka, that means you're going to leave Martinelli free or whoever's on the left. It could be Madueke, or you could be leaving Gyökeres with an opportunity to score. And that's what we don't want, people. Or even Declan Rice coming from deep. So yeah, it's one of those where it's just tough. It is so tough. And I really wish that I could visualize something else, but that's what I've got in my head. 1-0 to the Arsenal as the old song goes. But yeah, we will see what happens, man. It's my broken logic. That's yeah. That's fair. You got to be right at some point, and it's true. We will win 3-1 at some point this season, right? You're probably right, man. John here just saying here 1-1 draw. Don't think Arsenal's clicking just yet, but I'm back in a result. Let's go. I mean, you say that, John, but they literally, Man United should have won that game against Arsenal. But that's what Arsenal have done in games where they don't look good. They will still come away with either a draw or a win. That's what it takes to be where they are in the table. That's going to be that's the big difference between us as a Premier League team and them as a Premier League team. If we keep doing what they did against Man United, we'd get beat. But Arsenal can go there, got Raya in goal to keep everything out, and they will come away with the win, even though Man United did deserve something from the game. It's crazy, man. But yeah, so yeah, there it is, people. There it is. Lewis said we should have hijacked the Eze deal. That's tremendous, man. That's tremendous. But yeah, so that's the preview, people, man. And listen, as well with the notification, because sometimes notifications don't always reach you. If you have clicked notification bell, just unclick it and click it again. And that usually resets it so you get notifications for the videos. I've already set up the match reaction for tomorrow's game. So if you want to join me after the game to discuss the result and laugh at me, hopefully if we win the game, I don't mind. So just come along and we'll talk about the game in detail then. And we'll see who he actually starts with. Maybe it will be completely different from what I've got here. And some of you are saying, God, I hope so. And I understand people. All right. Lee here in regards to how we're going to play. We can't play out from the back or we get smashed. This is it, man. Lee has made a great point in terms of that. If we're not going to play out from the back, though, Lee, which has been our ethos pretty much under Farker, how do we play? Do we go aerially against Saliba and Gabriel? That doesn't sound like a good day either. It's going to be very interesting to see how we set up. This is going to be a good measuring stick of how we're going to probably play against this kind of opposition going forward. Maybe with a few tweaks. But yeah, we will see, man. We will see. But yeah, and also people like the video before you go. That's always the best way to help the channel. And of course, when the video is done, for the people that have got it, if you can hype the video as well, that is great. If you can just hype it, it's on where the comments are. You just scroll across to the second button or something like that and press hype. It just helps out these small channels like mine. So yeah, people, super sticker from Ash. Thank you so much for that as well. And guys, I will see you all tomorrow after the game, and hopefully it's a good one. And a positive result. I want that, but yeah, we will see. Put all your lineup predictions, score predictions in the comments after the video is done, and see you in the next one. Peace out.